the 29th of May, 2026, Friday morning. A reading from the Common Buddhist Text, Guidance and Insight from the Buddha. We are currently in Chapter 8 on meditation. Previously, we've already covered the perspective from the Theravada tradition on meditation. As we move forward on the Mahayana tradition, preparatory meditations. Preparatory meditations suitable for different character types. This passage recommends particular meditation methods or techniques as appropriate for people whose character is strong in a particular defilement. The same approach is found in the Theravada tradition. The meditation or contemplation and contemplating the impurity of the body. When taught in the correct way to the correct kind of a or the practitioner, will cause sensual desire for what is impure to subside. Someone who is filled with sensual desire should practice the contemplation of the impurity of the body. Someone who is filled with hatred should practice concentration on loving kindness, as this will cause their hatred to subside. Someone whose mind is restless should practice mindfulness of breathing, as this will cause their restlessness thought to subside. This verse is cited in the Sarvakar Bhumi of Anga Yoga Charabhumi Sastra, Daso, Volume 30, Text 1579. This verse is translated from Chinese. Not being attached to meditation. A warning not to be attached to the inflated ideas about one's meditation. When the foolish practice meditation and enjoy the pleasures of meditation, they become inflated with high opinions of themselves, and they believe that they have attained the fruits of renunciant practice. This is cited in the Maharatanakutra Sutra, Daso, Volume 11, Text 310. The radiant mind. The brightly shining mind. This passage explains that faults such as greed are not an inherent part of the mind, but are temporary obscurations of its natural brightness, arising due to the various impermanent negative conditions. Son of a good family. Take the example of the sun and the moon. If they are obscured by smoke, dust, clouds, fogs, and eclipse, or the demon Rahu, living beings cannot see them, although they cannot be seen. However, the nature of the sun and the moon is not the same as the 5 kinds of obscurations of the mind. It is like this with the mind. Although when attachment arises, living being says that the mind is the same as the attachment. The true nature of the mind is not the same as the attachment. If a mind which has or was attached had attachment as its nature, and the mind which is not attached had non-attachment as its nature, then it would not be possible for the mind which was not attached to become attached, or for a mind which was attached to become non-attached. Therefore, son of a good family, it is not possible for the bonds of attachment and desire to defile the mind. All Buddhas and persons on the perfections of their paramis have permanently broken the bonds of attachment. This is what it is meant by the liberation of the mind. Independence upon conditions. The bonds of attachment arise. Independence upon conditions. The mind can be liberated. This is cited from the Mahaparinivara Sutra, Tasso, Volume 12, Text 374, Chapter 32. The pure Buddha nature. In these passages, the Gautama Buddha says that the natural radiance of the mind is that of the Buddha nature. The mind which is clear in its essential nature is the pure Buddha nature. Living beings grasp at it, but it eludes limitedness and limitedness. Just as the beautiful color of gold present in ore is seen by refining it, living beings seen the storehouse consciousness amongst the categories of existence. When dirt is removed from clothing, or when gold is separated from impurities, they are not destroyed, but remain. In the same way, one is not destroyed, but remain when one is free from impurities. This is cited in the Lankavatara Sutra, Sakataram, Volume 20, 750 to 51, translated from Sanskrit. I teach, Sariputra, that just as the inconceivable expanse of phenomenon is bound by mental defilements, but not limited or united with them, living beings are contaminated by non-intrinsic mental defilements. The nature of the mind is pure, like that of the inconceivable expanse of phenomenon. This is cited from the Buddha pronounces the sutras of the neither increase nor decrease. Daso, Volume 16, Text 668. Meditation on loving kindness and compassion. There have already been described many contemplation encouraging compassion. An associated quality to develop is that of loving kindness. Loving kindness for all beings, metta. This passage is praising the deep, pervasive loving kindness of all living beings as infusing every aspect of the path to the perfection of their paramis. It is the contemplation for cultivating it. Manjusri, I said, son of a good family, if a person cultivating their perfections, their paramis, should regard all living beings in this way, how is he to develop great loving kindness for all living beings? Vimalakitri said, Mansuri, when a person perfection or on the path to perfecting their paramis, regard all living beings in this way, he reflects, I should teach the Dhamma to all living beings, so that they will understand the Dhamma. In this way, he cultivates true loving kindness for all living beings. Loving kindness that seeks to help living beings because it is not based on everything. Loving kindness that is tranquil because it does not grasp at anything. Loving kindness that is free from feverish longing because it is free from mental defilements, kalesas. Loving kindness that sees things the way they are because past, present, and future are the same to it. Loving kindness is free from conflict because it is not possessed by mental kalesas, defilements. Loving kindness that is non-dual because it is neither involved with the internal nor the external. Loving kindness that is steadfast because it is completely firm. Loving kindness that is strong because its intentions are unbreakably strong, like a diamond. Loving kindness that is pure because it is pure by its very nature. Loving kindness that is the same everywhere because of its the same nature as akasha, space. The loving kindness of an arihat, which defeats its enemies. The loving kindness of a person on the path to the perfection of the paramis, which unceasingly bring living beings to maturity. The loving kindness of the Tathagata, which understands reality. The loving kindness of Gautama Buddha, which wakes living beings from sleep. Loving kindness that is self-arisen, because it's awakening from itself. Loving kindness that is awakened, because it has no preferences. Loving kindness that makes no assumptions, because it has got rid of attachment and aversions. Loving kindness that is completely compassionate, because it expounds the great vehicle. Loving kindness that is the unveering, because it regards everything as empty and devoid of the essential self, or the classification of the I, or the me, or the I'm. Loving kindness that gives the gift of the Dhamma, because it does not have the closed hand of the teacher, who does not wish to share his knowledge. Loving kindness that has ethical discipline, because it cares for ethical, indisciplined beings. Loving kindness that is patiently acceptant, because it protects both self and others. Loving kindness that is vigorous, because it carries the burdens of all living beings. Loving kindness that it is concentrative, meditative, because it does not relinquish any experience. Loving kindness that is wise, because its attachment comes at the right time. Loving kindness that is skillful in means, because it shows the openings in every situation. Loving kindness that is not hypocritical, because its intentions are completely pure. Loving kindness that is not dishonest, because of its sincere intention. Loving kindness that is determined, because it is spotless. Loving kindness that is not deceitful, because it is not false. Loving kindness that is happiness, because it's establishing living beings in the happiness of the Buddha. This, Manisuri, is the great loving kindness of the person on the path of the perfections of their paramis. This is cited in the Vimalakriti Nidesa Sutra, Chapter 6, Section 2, translated from Sanskrit. We will leave off there on Chapter 8 from the perspective of the Mahayana tradition on meditation, as we pick up on the next one on recollecting the Buddha. This is a brief reading from the Common Buddhist Text, Guidance and Insight from the Buddha. Chief editor of this compilation is Maha Dr. Dhamma Kosachan.